Hello movie lovers, Bob for Bob's movie review here, and today I'm bringing my Blu-ray and DVD shopping guide and reviews for May 12th, 2020. Hope you guys do enjoy the video. There is a few good releases this week, and I do have a few previous releases to review for you guys at the end. Before we get into this week's shopping guide, I have a movie to review for you guys that is actually releasing next week, I believe it is. It'll be available on Blu-ray and DVD. It is called Buffaloed, and it was sent to me for review by Magnolia Pictures. Now, this film was about this young lady who, at a very young age, learned how to kind of hustle and try to make money any way she could. Unfortunately for her, she kind of blurred the line between legal and not legal and ethical and not ethical. And sometimes she just kind of get wrapped up in making money and kind of just let all her ethics go out the window. So what happens is she ends up getting into like a Ivy League school, and she can't really afford to pay for it. And I can't remember, she does something, and she ends up going to jail, and she gets out, and now she finds out she owes all this money for like lawyers and court fees and all this stuff, and like she doesn't like having debt, and it's like the end of the world to her. So she ends up becoming a debt collector after interacting with somebody trying to collect a debt from her. And she thinks, you know what, I could do this job. So she goes and she kind of finds out it's this real shady kind of organization. But if you're good at it, you could make quite a bit of money. So she does that, and then she doesn't get along too well with the guy who runs the place, and I mean, with good reason. And so she decides to start her own debt collection agency, getting all these random people to come work for her. Only thing is, it's a very cutthroat industry, and they kind of go to war with each other. And you know, guys, I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought that the main actress was a lot of fun. You know, there's funny parts in it. It was a good story, a fun movie. Really good throughout, all the way to the end. I had a lot of fun with this one. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Definitely be sure to check this one out when it releases, guys. Next up is Birds of Prey. This one's releasing on a 4K Blu-ray and digital. Amazon, Best Buy, Target, and Walmart, all $29.99. Best Buy will have an exclusive 4K Steelbook, which will include 4K Blu-ray and digital for $34.99. Now, I did pre-order a copy of this one. I have not received it yet. I didn't check my tracking yet. Hopefully it'll be here soon. I'll bring you guys an unboxing of that when I can. It will also be releasing on a Blu-ray, DVD, and digital. Amazon, Best Buy, and Target, $24.99. Walmart, $26.99. Target's going to have an exclusive version. As far as I'm aware, it's just a slipcover art. I'm not 100% positive, but it just has a little bit different art. And actually, I think the art on the standard version is quite a bit better. The Target version being more of a comic book version. But if you guys have seen any of the people on Instagram who got the Blu-rays already, it has like this really cool sparkly kind of finish to it. It looks real good. But the Target version will be $24.99. And then it is also releasing on a DVD, Amazon, Best Buy, Target, and Walmart, all $17.99. Next up is Idle Hands, releasing on a Blu-ray. Amazon, Target, and Walmart, $24.99. Best Buy, no listing. Now, I did pre-order this one as well. I think I'm supposed to get it towards the end of the week. I just barely pre-ordered it. I love that movie, guys. It's so much fun. It's so funny. Devon Sawa, he gets his hand gets possessed by like a demon, and like he's trying to figure out how to get the demon out, and there's a demon hunter after him, and yeah, he ends up cutting his hand off, and the hand kind of goes off on its own. It also has Jessica Alba, Seth Green, a couple other people who you guys would probably recognize. I can't think of their names though. His friends kind of turned into zombies. It's a real horror comedy, and it's a lot of fun. Definitely looking forward to checking that one out. I only have the DVD. I never picked up the Blu-ray on that, but this will be a Shout Factory collector's edition version. So I'm assuming there's some good features on that. Next up, Fantasy Island is releasing on a Blu-ray and digital. Amazon and Walmart, $19.96, Best Buy, $19.99, and Target, $22.99. Also releasing on a DVD. Amazon and Walmart, $17.96, Best Buy, $17.99, and Target, $19.99. Next up is The Traitor. This one is releasing on a Blu-ray. Amazon and Walmart, $24.99, Best Buy, $22.99, and Target, no listing. Also releasing on a DVD. Amazon, Best Buy, and Target $17.99, Walmart $18.24. Now, Sony Pictures did provide me with a streaming link for the Traitor to review for you guys. This movie was about 2.5 hours long. I feel like it's a little long, honestly, and it's about these drug dealers in Italy, I think it was. It is in Italian, so it will have to be subtitled. But so it follows this guy, and I can't remember his name, guys. They're all Italian names, so not names I'm familiar with. But he decides that he wants to get out of the drug business, and he leaves and goes to Brazil. But his family doesn't go with him, or his kids don't go with him. And at first I thought it was like kind of like this big drug war going on, but I guess one of the guys involved decides to have a bunch of the people assassinated, and he's like so upset with them, he's like kill their whole families and everything. And so it's not funny, but that guy's kids end up getting killed, or some of his kids end up getting killed, and he ends up getting caught by the authorities. And he becomes a informant or just a witness against the organized crime, and they call it the mob. And he said, well, there's no mob, it's the Costa Nostra, and they're not even that anymore because they used to have honor and now they don't have honor. And he uses this as kind of an excuse to turn them in because they're not men of honor anymore. And I mean, they killed his kids too, so obviously he's pretty upset about that. And he's kind of working out a deal for himself. In the beginning, I really thought a lot of that was really interesting, about the drug dealers, and they kind of, like I said, I thought it was like this little war. I didn't realize that it was just this one guy who was getting all these people killed. But then they go to the trial, and it's very different than what we would see here. This takes place, I believe it was in the 70s, but very different kind of trial. Like all these guys are in the back of the courtroom in their little cells, and then they have like all these like lawyers, I guess, and they're like all on trial at the same time. It's really weird. I don't know if it's just because he's testifying against all of them or what the deal is with that. But to me, they focus way too much on the trial. It's really kind of hectic and not super interesting. I would have liked it more if it was a shorter part of the movie. And when you're talking about a 2.5 hour movie, maybe just shorten up the whole courtroom part. And then it goes to a little bit later, and some of these guys are attacking people, and he ends up going back to court. And, a lot of that part to me seems superfluous to the story, except for that it is based on a true story, so they were trying to cover all these events. But to me, it just spent a little too much time in the courtroom. Although I did find this to be a very well acted movie, and I really enjoyed it, and they really nailed kind of the feeling, I think, of the time. And to me, like, I thought this was an older movie. Like, it didn't seem like it would be a current movie, but I believe it was just recently made. But like I said, guys, I enjoyed this one quite a bit. I gave it a 3 out of 5. Next up is Enemy Gold, releasing on a Blu-ray, Amazon, Best Buy, Target, Walmart, all $12.99. Next up is The Dallas Connection, releasing on a Blu-ray, Amazon, Best Buy, Target, Walmart, all $12.99. Next up, The Call of the Wild is releasing on a 4K Blu-ray and digital, Walmart $24.96, Best Buy and Target $24.99, and Amazon no listing. Also releasing on a Blu-ray, DVD, and digital, Walmart $19.96, Best Buy and Target $19.99, and Amazon no listing. Now, I did review this one a little while back, The Call of the Wild. I think it was in a shopping guide video, so I'm not sure if you could find it from looking up The Call of the Wild on my channel. Next up is The Great Escape, releasing on a Criterion Collection Blu-ray, Amazon, Best Buy, Target $27.99, Walmart $39.42. Next up is Vivarium, releasing on a Blu-ray and digital, Amazon and Best Buy $14.99, Target $16.99, and Walmart $17.08. Also releasing on a DVD, Amazon and Best Buy $13.99, Target $14.89, and Walmart $15.31. Now, I did review this one a little while ago for Saban Films, and you could find that by looking for Vivarium on my channel. Now, this was a very strange movie for sure. It had Imogen Poots and Jesse Eisenberg, and they're kind of like looking for this house, and this realtor takes them out to this place, and it ends up being like this really weird trap, and very weird. They can't escape, and like this baby shows up and they have to raise the baby, and it's all really weird, and definitely a movie that I want to check out again. Just a lot of really weird stuff happens, and kind of a crazy ending on that one. I'd definitely check this one out, guys. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Next up is The Photograph, releasing on a Blu-ray, DVD, and digital. Amazon and Walmart $22.96, Best Buy $22.99, and Target $24.99. Also releasing on a DVD. Amazon and Walmart $17.96, Best Buy $17.99, and Target $19.99. Next up, we've got Lucifer, the complete 4th season, releasing on a Blu-ray. Amazon and Walmart $24.56, Best Buy and Target $24.99. Also releasing on a DVD. Amazon and Walmart $19.96, Best Buy $19.99, and Target $24.99. And next up, we've got Narcos Mexico Season 1, releasing on a DVD. Amazon, Best Buy, and Target $9.99, Walmart $11.35. Next is Rev, releasing on a DVD. Amazon and Best Buy $13.99, Target $15.89, and Walmart no listing. Now, I might still see if I can review this one, but I have not seen it yet. Now, I have a few things to review for you guys that are available now. Mill Creek Entertainment sent over 30 Rock, the complete series, all 7 seasons, on Blu-ray. I did post an unboxing of this. If you guys want to check that out, just search for 30 Rock on my channel. Now, everybody told me this was such a great show. I was definitely looking forward to it. It is about these group of people who work at this show at NBC. It's kind of like a variety show or something. They don't really show a lot of the actual show, but it's like where they're doing sketch comedy, and so it's just kind of different things every week. But like I said, it doesn't focus a lot on the actual skits. It's more about the people who run the show. The main actress, Jane Krakowski, and the main actor, Tracy Morgan. And then Tina Fey, I don't know if she's like the producer or the head writer or what she is, but she's kind of controlling the whole show. And then Alec Baldwin's her boss. And then to me, probably the funniest one of the whole show, Jack McBrayer. He plays an NBC page, so he's kind of like an assistant or whatever. And so I really like the characters. Like, I think the characters are a lot of fun. They're really likable characters. And I think the stories are interesting and fun as well. But I just thought the show would be a lot funnier. I mean, I enjoy the show, but I just was expecting to like laugh a lot. And I really didn't laugh a whole ton through this show. Like I said, Jack McBrayer is probably the funniest, and then Tracy Morgan. And other than that, you know, I like the stories and the characters, and I think it's a fun show, but it wasn't laugh out loud funny like I thought it would be. I did give the series a 3.5 out of 5, though. Like I said, guys, it's a lot of fun, but I don't know, maybe just not my kind of comedy. I don't know. Gravitas Ventures sent over a streaming link for The House in Between. This one was a documentary about this house where this lady seemed to be having some sort of strange events taking place, but the house, she built it, not with her own hands, but she had it built. You know, it wasn't like some 100-year-old house. It was a new house, and even during construction, there were a lot of weird things going on, and now it's like her lights turn off on their own, and she sees like flashes of lights and doors opening and closing on their own. And so she hires some people to investigate and whatever. This is directed by Steve Gonsalves. I'm not sure that I'm saying that right. If you guys don't know who he is, he was actually on Ghost Hunters, or maybe still, I don't know, is that show still on? But so he kind of added a little bit of credibility to it. But this isn't a ghost hunting movie. This is a documentary about this house. So they did have a little bit of footage of stuff that had happened, but it was more of like looking at the house. Is there something going on with the house? Talking to a historian, talking to scientists, bringing in a psychic. They did, like I said, they did show some footage of what seemed to be like ghost hunting. And so they must have had done it, you know, they must have had like the overnight stay and done that, but they didn't really focus on that. And to me, I mean, when I saw the trailer, I definitely thought that would be more of a focus. Not that it was going to be like just like an episode of Ghost Hunters, but that, you know, they would bring in more and show more of this stuff that was happening. It didn't seem like they really showed a lot, but it was interesting. I definitely liked it. I think if you guys are interested in ghosts or the possibility of ghosts, it was definitely an interesting movie and an interesting documentary about this house. If I was pressed pretty hard, I'd probably say I don't believe in ghosts, but I do find it very interesting. I like, even though, you know, those ghost hunting shows aren't very real, I think they're good entertainment. And I like this documentary, guys. I gave it a 3 out of 5. If you guys are fans of things like Ghost Hunters, this is something to check out. It's a little bit different. Next up, Mill Creek Entertainment sent over Heroes on Blu-ray. Now, this movie was from the 70s, I believe, 1977, and it has Henry Winkler, Sally Field, and Harrison Ford. To me, this cover art is a little misleading, maybe not intentionally, but I mean, you see Harrison Ford, he kind of looks like he's ready to race a car. You got race cars there. It seems like this movie's probably about race cars. There is one very specific part that is about race cars, but in this one, Henry Winkler is a Vietnam veteran, and he's a little out there, and you know, he might be crazy. He goes to this psychiatric hospital and he escapes. All the other patients give him money, and he's supposed to go start this worm farm or something. I can't remember exactly what the deal was. He's doing something with the worms. I think it was this whole deal to start a worm farm. And so he's like traveling across the country while running away from the cops, and he meets up with Sally Field, and they end up kind of going on this cross-country trip together. She's very reluctant to go on the trip. And like I say, he's just really out there and kind of really unbalanced. And eventually, Harrison Ford isn't in this a ton, but eventually they meet up with Harrison Ford, who was also, you know, in his army group or whatever. And he has this Camaro, and he's supposed to go race it to win this money, and he chickens out. And Henry Winkler ends up running the race. And I thought Henry Winkler was really good in this. You know, Sally Field was good. Harrison Ford's okay, but he's not in it a whole lot. And it was just kind of a really strange, quirky movie. But I did like it, guys. I gave it a 3 out of 5. Last one for this week, guys. Mill Creek Entertainment sent over Eddie Macon's Run. This one was from 1983. And so we don't get a whole lot of setup into this movie. Just this guy who was in the penitentiary rodeo. Like, was that ever really a thing? Like, how could that ever go by? Like, you're in prison, but we're gonna let you go in this rodeo and you're not gonna escape. Well, Eddie Macon's like, I'll join your rodeo, but I'm gonna escape. So he gets out and he's basically running a lot, trying to get to Mexico. And we kind of find out later that his charges were kind of all set up, and he made some people angry, and they made him disappear. And so Kirk Douglas is like this old cop that's out to get him, and he's trying to find him, and he's kind of chasing him down the whole way, and he runs into some other people, and you know, it's just kind of another kind of cross-country kind of journey, trying to get to Mexico to meet up with his wife and kid. And to me, I didn't get, like, when Kirk Douglas finally catches him, it just, I don't know, that part didn't make any sense to me whatsoever. But otherwise, guys, I did like this one. It's another kind of quirky movie, just real kind of strange, but definitely well acted and a fun movie. I gave this one a 3.5 out of 5. That is it for me this week, guys. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you haven't already, subscribe for more videos, check out the rest of videos, and for more movie news, check out my website, bobsmoviereview.com. And I'll see you guys next time.